Welcome back. It is lovely to see you all on day two again. A lot of familiar faces. But let's remember that this is South India's largest gifting exhibition. A huge round of applause for Gift World Expo 2025. Come on, yeah, it's just not even lunch yet. A huge round of applause. Let's try this again. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, if you were with us yesterday, you saw that we had 4 power-packed, insightful sessions, right? From sustainability to AI, from corporate gifting to packaging, we saw it all. But that's not all that there is. Today, we carry that momentum forward with a fresh set of conversations. Today, it's all about distribution, merchant ROI, brand storytelling, and technologies that are reshaping gifting forever. Day 2 is fully practical, tactical, and everything you need to know to turn your business around. What you can expect today? Very simple. Insights that you can actually apply, strategies that you can really test, and communication, networking that can actually make a difference in your brand. The first session today is all about distribution. And we all know distribution is not new, right? It's been there in all forms for several years. Starting from that Mumbai Dabbawalas who can actually beat your Google Maps and deliver and distribute the food to you anywhere. Or that one Marwadi businesswoman who has business so much in her blood she can even sell ice in Antarctica. We have seen distribution in ways we cannot imagine. But it is also true that distribution is the backbone of your business. Because what is the point of having a fantastic product that doesn't even reach your customers, right? So our first session is all about this backbone. How products find their way from your boardroom to bazaar, from your warehouses to WhatsApp orders. Whether you're a supplier today, a manufacturer, or a brand owner, distribution strategies help revenue, reach, and most importantly, the reputation of your brand. And to navigate through these B2B distribution channels, please put your hands together for our moderator today, Mr. Aman Jain, Director, the 10th House. A huge round of applause for him. Joining with him today are our panelists, Mr. Aviral Khandelwal, Vice President, SMB Business, Shiprocket. A huge round of applause. Let the applause keep rolling. Mr. Mukesh Sharma, CEO and co-founder, Trruu Global Brands. Mr. Ankit Bhateja, Head of Institutional Sales, Jack and Jones. Mr. Haresh, Director, Elbon International and Gilmore Oak. A huge round of applause, and over to you, Mr. Jain.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me thank you all for taking out time and coming down for this beautiful morning and touching an interesting and lifeline topic in every business, that is distribution, getting your logistics in place, making sure how a product reaches from the factory to the storefront and from the store to a wardrobe of every individual. I think that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. And we have these 4 beautiful, extremely knowledgeable individuals and aspiring entrepreneurs, and not just aspiring, they've built big businesses already with us. So it's really exciting to have all of them over here. Can we have a big round of applause for all the 4 of us who are going to help us learn, explore, and take this conversation extremely interestingly forward. Well, I think I'd like to start with, first things first, with Aviral. He's been the vice president at Shiprocket, and he's been doing extremely well. And the company Shiprocket has been helping a lot of entrepreneurs, wannabe entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, small and medium scale businesses to solve their first mile and last mile logistics as well. So I have a question for you that a lot of budding entrepreneurs would like to ask. So I've kind of broken this entire conversation to 4 pieces. So phase 1 stays quite light, where everybody understands what distribution is about, what logistics is about. Phase 2, we dive a little more deeper, how we can use technology in business. Phase 3, we dive further deeper to test what waters are. The discussion is going to be more technical. So for those who want to understand things more technically and more deeper, I think phase 3 is for all of us. And phase 4, again, we sum up our entire conversation, what we have done from the very beginning till the very end. So that's what phase 4 about is. So Aviral, I'd like to take this conversation with you. What's the first step to set up a reliable shipping across India? I'd like to add on to the question, and what's a common shipping mistake small sellers make, and how they can really avoid these sort of small mistakes is when they're starting up with the shipping of D2C or B2B, let it be whatever it is.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everybody. Thanks a lot, Aman. So, coming to your first question, which was about what small entrepreneurs should do to begin. I think one of the things that they should do is understand that to distribute your goods, whether these are bulk orders or whether these are single orders, it's important to recognize that you can't use one shipping partner. You can't rely just on one shipping partner because each of these shipping partners have their own strengths. They're good in some locations, some are better in other locations. So the best way to start is to actually find a logistics aggregator, sign up on an aggregator platform like Shiprocket. At Shiprocket, we've done tie-ups with 30 plus couriers. Each of these have their own strengths. And you can start shipping from day one, literally. There's no need to go and do your own contracts with multiple courier partners. Coming to the mistakes, it's important to factor in other metrics than just cost. I think some of the small entrepreneurs end up optimizing for cost mostly, but it's important to also recognize that shipping turnaround time and shipping success rate is equally important. So these are some of the things that you should keep in mind.
Fair point. So Shiprocket today solves one of the biggest problems by getting all your logistics guy together at one platform. So this is similar to what the entire corporate gifting industry is about, where there are different vendors, different brands, different suppliers. So what the entire industry does is gets everyone together. So that is why corporates choose a corporate gifter first over a direct brand or a customer. So that is exactly what Shiprocket is solving. And for budding entrepreneurs, Shiprocket is a plug and play. Just enroll and then you can get started. Now my question next will be, of course, to Mr. Mukesh. Building credibility is the hardest first step for any new distributor. So for someone just starting as a reseller, what's the simplest way to gain trust of a big brand?
Hi, Aman. Hi, everyone. I think trust is a very, very big word in itself. You just can't gain a trust by doing one deal or just approaching a corporate. I think first and foremost thing that he has to do, he has to build the assurance as a reseller with the brand that he is the right partner. He's connected the right connect with the brand. Having said that, once the assurance is built, when he is able to take this way forward, next would be his transparency and hard work that will build on the relationship that he's started. Transparency is important because all these brands are directly, indirectly working with a lot of partners. So if you are starting a fresh distribution network or interaction with the brand, you have to understand that brand is already in the field, is aware of what is happening. So you have to be very, very clear and transparent in terms of what you are pitching forward, how your communication is. Second is, it has to be, you just can't take a brand for the heck of taking it. You have to put the hard work. Once the hard work is there, you will prove your point. Whatever you have promised, you deliver it. And once you deliver it, I am sure it is there for the longer run. I think you have to be very, very sure that you can fool them once, you can't fool them again. So building a new distribution model or any other channel, you have to be very sure that you are integrating your truth factor, your integration there.
Fair enough. Trust is one of the key aspects of opening the doors to a strong relationship between a brand and a reseller, and that is what Mukesh Bhai said. We'll move forward and dive a little more deeper in our conversation coming forward. Now we'll move up to Ankit. So Ankit, you've been heading the corporate or the institutional sales for Jack & Jones. So the question straight up, somebody who wants to start their journey with branded apparel or merchandise in the business, what is the first door a reseller really needs to knock? Is it he needs to go to an IT company first? Should he go the pharma way first? What should be the right door to start off his corporate journey with?
Thanks, Aman. Morning, everybody. Pleasure to be here. I'll keep it straight and simple. At Jack and Jones, we do simple solutions. You're an entrepreneur or you're starting afresh. Just like we put our money behind our stocks, if you in stock market, you research about the brand, you research about where will they put money, what's their next campaign, what's their growth journey, what's their strategy. I would go to an IT sector or an automobile sector. I will research about their marketing campaign or how much money they spend on their employees. In our industry, two major spend. One is your market campaigns, where we get merchandise sold, or we have HR buying for employees. So what we do is, I would go research. I'll have a big contact or a very thick contact with marketing team and the HR team of any corporate, be it IT, be it pharma, or be it any sector, because these are the two decision makers who decides what to buy. There's a reason to buy, you need to find. Find that reason and then find that connect. The connect is the bridge between the brand and us, which is supplier is one of you guys. You guys connect us, but my suggestion and advice is be in touch with marketing or HR and then bridge the gap between their purchase manager and us, because what marketing wants, the purchase guy might not able to translate well. So you be in touch with them, give us the real-time reason of buy and we'll supply you the best product.
But Ankit, on the flip side, I'm talking about branded apparels for the resellers. So if you really touch a pharma, or if you touch, say, an FMCG company, or if you touch, say, a cement company or a pipes company, so these guys will not have the budgets to really pay for a branded apparel. So that's the question, is where should they start with? So do ITs have the real budget, or is it the hospitality, or which industry really has the budget, and what is the trend you've seen all this while?
See, there is budget everywhere. Money is there. You need to be doing a quality partnership, quality revenue. Budget, not budget, is just a diaphragm which is just existing in our mind. You need to understand the core. They will spend money on the product. I am being sold as Jack and Jones because of the credibility we bring in on the product and the consistency. So budget, I don't think is a constraint. If I have a right product, they have a right campaign, we meet two ends.
Fair enough. So you've given a different perspective to the budget and the money. So that means the money is there in the pocket. It's just that somebody needs to know how to pull it out. I think Mukesh wants to add something.
I want to make one point. It's very important understanding your product and the market for it. Like what Jack and Jones would apply, the same thing would not apply to Yoga Bar. So there the budget plays a difference. So obviously if we are talking about distribution of brands or maybe brand into the B2B market, you have to understand which product and then the budget accordingly. Like for garments, I think IT is the biggest sector. But for other things, pharma would be the biggest sector. So you have to understand which product, and every market would have a different strategy and every product would have a different market for it.
Well, it's basically called a product market fit. You need to figure out where your product really sits into the market, and that is the market for you. That's what Mukesh bhai had to say. Well, thank you so much.
As you said rightly, stick to your core. If you have a core strength, stick to that. Don't jump just because of the demand. You'll not be able to supply. Stick to your core.
Thank you. Let's move on to Mr. Haresh. For newbies and somebody who really wants to start his business, for him first he looks out is to importing material. So he really thinks that let me import a particular product and 5 rupees, 10 rupees, or maybe 100 rupees and sell it at 10x, 100x. So for those resellers who are curious about starting their importing journey, who want to start a business by importing material from outside India, what should be the starting point for them?
Starting point, this is Haresh Tolani from Elbon. Good morning all. So starting point is the budget concern, what is the more volumes go in the market as per their clients. They have a category, they have a B category, they have a C category. According to that, they have to import and see the costings, what is there. Because quality and price is very important. Once that matches, and when you are sitting with them, what you need and what we can make and what we can get for them is the right word and the right thing. And what are the problems they have it in the last consignments. We have to sit that before, Sometimes the duty structure is more plus minus and all. We have to explain them properly. Since we the manufacturer here in India, we give them the budget consent and the quality.
Mic closer.
Yeah, and the quality, and explain them that what quality we are giving you and the price, which is very important. Sometimes they tell me, oh, this bag I get it for this price and you are giving this price. So we have to understand the quality, what they give and what we give them, explain them properly, and we are giving them same price with a better quality.
The question, I kind of tweak the question a little bit. Somebody who wants to start importing, where do he start from? So should he go on Alibaba first? Should he go to some websites first? Or should he go travel to your Canton Fair first? Where do he really needs to start from if he wants to start importing material?
Of course, he has to go to the trade shows first and check the first factory who's the main volume guy.
When do these trade shows happen?
Actually, my main work is more of the manufacturing in India.
Right.
It was written to imports, no problem.
Right.
I don't do imports, first of all. I do only make in India.
Got it.
So that is one thing, a little thing I will change it. I'm only doing make in India products. I don't imports or something.
Right.
So other way, we source our thing by making the direct fabric on our own, direct accessories on our own, direct lining on our own. We don't use the middle because of the costings. So once we match all that, no, it is nowhere that we can, say no for, and the volumes. We take our quotation for one product almost for 25 to 50,000 pieces, and we see to that factory gets that quantity all the time order. So our quotations on a high volumes, and we can match the prices to the clients always.
Right, fair. So he's given a make in India concept where India is no less in terms of qualities when it comes to the West or, our peers like China. So that's where Mr. Haresh comes from, and he's very proud to manufacture in India because what the international markets can give, we can proudly produce the same in India.
Last 25 years, we have not bought anything from China. Everything is produced in India, so we don't have any headache for the colors and everything. Because in corporate, everybody needs 25 days the delivery. So we have all the fabrics ready with us.
Fair point, fair point. Let's take this for this. You had something, Mr. Mukesh, to add on to the discussion.
I think coming back to your original question, how to start, I think Canton plays a very, very important role. A lot of people have started the journey of importing with Canton. They visit there. Now things have evolved. There are a lot of partners who can help you ship the products. You can really identify the right manufacturer in China or in the country that you want to do. As Harish Bhai said, yes, visiting to the trade fair definitely help. And today's, I have seen them evolve from last 15, 20 years now. Visiting Canton, even if you are visiting for the first time, you have end-to-end solutions there. You have people who can ship your product. You have people, CFA, who can handle your products. You have to just identify the right product for your market.
Fair. So Canton Fair is something where we really need to start our journey with, and that's where Mukesh Bhai was bang on. Now let's go to let's move to the phase 2 of our conversation where we talk about scaling up. All this while we've spoken about basics of business, basics of distribution, basics of shipping. Now let's talk about scaling our business. In terms of scaling of the business, in terms of addressing higher volumes in business, what should be the way forward? So I'd like to ask my next question to Mr. Aviral. What technology would AI be used? What sort of AI are you using in your business to scale a reseller's or your partner's business from say 10 orders per day to about 1,000 orders per day? What sort of technology are you guys actually taking care of at the back end as well as from the customer's end so that his life gets easy in terms of scaling his business from 0 to 1 lakh pieces, 10,000 pieces, maybe a few thousand pieces every single day?
Right. So the beauty of tech-enabled platforms is that you don't need to build your own infrastructure. You don't need to invest and have your own warehouses, for example. We've got tie-ups with multiple partners. There are warehouses that are distributed across the country. We even have services like same-day delivery, next-day delivery, 4-hour delivery now available on the platform. So as you're scaling up, you need different types of solutions. I'll give you a very I'll give you an example of somebody who's just starting out. They've got a few orders a day. They don't have a warehouse team. They don't have a dedicated warehouse as well. They're probably doing it from their own garage, right? For someone like that, they need instant pickups because I'm not going to be in my warehouse all day. I've got other things to do. So we've got an instant pickup feature for small entrepreneurs. order right now, order a pickup right now. Somebody will come within the next 30 minutes to an hour, pick it up, and deliver it to your customer. Right? As you scale up, you have your own warehouses. You may need more warehouses across the country as you've scaled up. There are tie-ups that are available, distributed warehouses which are available. We even have dark stores now. So if you want to ship faster, get closer to your customers, you can do that on a tech-enabled platform like Shiprocket. As you scale up, we even have account managers that help you with shipping requirements, help you understand, analyze how your distribution is working. And then for scaled up merchants, we even have things like managed seller program, where effectively we kind of take over operations, and most of your operations is kind of handled by Shiprocket. So that's how entrepreneurs who are starting, who've got a few orders a day, scale up with us without actually adding multiple infrastructure layers, spending a lot of money, putting in a lot of capital as far as operations is concerned. And then they scale up, they do few thousands orders a day, tens of thousands of orders a day.
Well, that was quite interesting where if I really want to ship my product and I'm not going to be in the warehouse or my godown or in my garage, and I just raise a pickup and a pickup guy comes to me in the next 20-30 minutes, and that's something that's really wow. I mean, that's definitely something, every reseller or an entrepreneur who's just started will be really fascinated, and this could add a lot of value to him and his operations as well. Thank you very much for that. Let's move on to Mr. Mukesh. Mukesh, my next question is, you're the brand guy. You know how every brand performs, how they work, and you've been working with a lot of luxury brands, new luxury brands that have come to India. So you've been one of the key players to get them into India and into the institutional sales business as well. If you really look at the brand perspective, these D2C brands and the marketplace brands, the kind of volumes that they really get out there in D2C and the kind of volumes they really get into the B2B business is like peanuts. Yeah. So if a brand does say 1,000 crores in D2C, he will hardly do 15-20 crores in a B2B business. So my question to you is, how do you really bring in more value to a B2B partnership with brands so that our resellers get maximum benefit and access to new age brands that come into the business?
So very rightly put forward, the channel, though with the kinds of shows we see, we feel it's a huge market, and we, being a part of it, we understand it is definitely a huge potential. But when it comes from the brand's perspective, it is again, rightly said, it's peanuts, because most of the brands that I represent would be a 1,000 to 2,000 crore brand, wherein the institutional pocket would be, say, at the max 50, 100 CR. So that would not even 5-10% of their business. So any brand would definitely not change strategy as per the market, because the other markets like omni-channel that they are in, retail, e-com, GT, MT, would be a much bigger market, and their strategies are important. If I have to pitch my community to the brand, it is a challenge, and I have to give them the larger picture. Thanks to some good deals that I have done in the past, I can pitch them, give them the perspective that yes, one single order you can get of 5-10 CR, which is an eye-opener to them. In my luxury association, there were a few orders that went up to 10 crores, one single PO. Now, if you quote that to a brand, irrespective of what the size is, they will be impressed, and then you'll say, okay, this is an avenue, let's explore. Once you start exploring it, they understand that this is a different ball game altogether. It will start small, but there are brands who have started from, say, 1 to CR to 10, 15, 50, 100 CR. Once you are at that 50, 100 CR, it's not a number that you can ignore. Yes, I cannot be able to make a change in these policies, but it is something that is not ignorable also. So that's where we, I, on behalf of the entire community of B2B gifting, we go to the brand, tell them, and I would definitely want to bring those brands in the trade which are not already existing in the thing, because otherwise you are exposed to all the integrities of the channel, and I would not have that niche to create. So selling ourselves is difficult when it comes to international brands, because they have a larger picture and they have global pictures. I've been associated with a lot of luxury international brands, and the entire thought process is very different. For them, number is last thing that will impress them. It is how you do the business, what is the long vision. I remember one interesting meeting that I have in Denmark with one of the oldest brands. Hummel was a brand and they are celebrating 100 years. So I met the CEO and I had a presentation made for him that this is my vision for next 3 years. He said, shut down, tell me 10 years plan, what do you have? I'm not interested in the numbers. So there the vision is, then you understand how they make global brands. Coty, if you know Coty as a luxury cosmetic brands and all, I had a very good year and I exhausted the projection that I had given by September. So September to March, they did not give me any supplies because they said you had to project right. And I will not overflood the market. So their strategies are different. So they have a different approach in how to build the brand. We will do anything to get the orders. But if you look at the international brands, the way they have positioned themselves, why they are brand? Because they know, okay, they have the power of saying no to it. Any brand in here, I'll go with an order of 1 CR, they can do anything. But if you are really brand, the $1 million order is also something that will not impress them. So that's the difference, I guess.
That was an exciting piece of information that you shared with all of us. Thank you so much. Next up, Ankit. Jack & Jones is known to be a fast fashion brand. And with the evolving fashion that has been evolving at a very fast speed, how do you really balance the corporate gifting or the institutional sales business, considering it is the same red t-shirt or the same blue t-shirts that across everybody, every other brand has been doing the same thing? So how do you kind of balance the fast fashion and the consistency in the B2B industry?
Thanks again for the question. I'll again keep it straight and simple. The way we sound fast fashion and the way data says, it's completely different. We have robust data system which talks about last 3 years trend and future 3 years trend. This is a global research which still says 70% of merchandise is solid and staple. That means still the black, still the white, still the gray, and still the blue is a winner. Put your money in your heroes, which is 70% of business. So a fast fashion, which is about 30% very dynamic. You want to run for those ad hoc, you will burn the money a little bit more because you will create and you keep creating. Be sustainable, stick to that, what data says, and be ready for a change. So that you have to build a very robust system at the back end. But fast fashion versus the way it looks, it's staple. We do not have, in fact, retail or online, our number one product sellers are a black solid polo what he's wearing. So go deep rather than go wide.
Makes sense. Deeper is the way forward because blacks, navies, and your common staples are here to sell, regardless of however fast the evolution or the fashion changes. The commons are here to stay, and the core is here to stay. Stick to the core. Don't really go outside your wardrobe. Just do a little bit of tweaks here and there, but don't really go, contrastingly wide in terms of launching new products. Is what Ankit had to say. Well, now coming to Haresh. Connecting to dots to the previous phase of our question, where you said we do everything in India. We manufacture everything in India. So my question is related to the same aspect, is when you really compare importing and making in India, how do you choose and figure out that I really need to produce this product in India because India will accept this product? Is it the consistency, the color, or the speed of turning around? What is the secret that you really chose that making a product in India is going to be way better than sourcing it from outside the country?
100% we've got full guarantee for that. When we go to the fashion industry, when we see the other trade shows outside international, we see the other brands, what they're doing it. We try to take those colors, make those fabrics same thing, design some other product, what our youngsters need here, what the category needs here, and develop the same thing by not just making one bag is needed. You need the same. My export buyer told me, I need the same fabric in my style. So we don't make 1 meter fabric and make the sample for them. We make the minimum 400 meters fabric of the same thing and then make a sample for him. Because it has to be exact what the total quantity goes. It should not vary. So we are very much concerned what they needed as a fashion, like big stores, big brands they needed. They give us, there are some details. We have in-house a lot of youngsters who design some bags for us, give us some details that we make that as per the distributors and my customers' need also, with the budget and the quality, we match that both, and then we move ahead with that.
But when you really talk about producing something in India,
Yeah.
I think MOQs will be one of the biggest challenge. Now, if you want to produce a particular lining for
Yes.
for a bag,
Yes.
you need to produce say, at least 1,000 meters of the fabric.
100%. The more we, not even 1,000 meters, when we are talking about the fabric, the grey fabric, we take the production of 25 to 30,000 meters so that we get the better costings. And that color, then we can do the printing of the other brand, whatever is needed, which is there. So we go in volume.
So that will involve a lot of your funds to get blocked, your capital. You'll be highly capital invested when you really go large in terms of producing fabrics.
It's been 30 years now, so we are well into it that what we are going to cut down. Even 30,000 meters is nothing. We don't make that fabric with one particular product. We divide that into 15, 20 products. So we know the consumption which is there is just 1,000 combos of 10 products and the lining is finished. You know.
So on the same lines, I'd like to ask Mukesh, another question is for resellers who want to start. Inventory is one of the biggest challenge. You don't want somebody to overstock your material. You don't want your capital to get stuck in a particular product. And how do you really churn the inventory quickly so that your cash flows are taken care? So for resellers who is just starting new, what should be his mantra to manage his inventory, manage his cash flows, and what should be the right credit lines he should be giving to his customers?
So if you're starting a brand distribution channel or a reselling model with stock and sell model, I believe there are two I's that you have to really focus on: investment and inventory. And the only mantra that works is lean and frugal. The more lean and the more frugal you go, the better it is, the long lasting it is. Initially when you start I think the discussion was for the initial startups and all. So once you start a distribution model, you have to understand that investment is the biggest. If you're starting a distribution model, investment is the biggest investment that would be needed in terms of starting up this business. And inventory is something that you cannot forecast. Rightly said, though we all believe in fashion and we understand that people who need fashion, but ultimately what sells is core, black, blue, grays. Now, if you have to create a niche in your market, you would want to go with some fashion stuff, make that odd one out, but ultimately what sells would be the basic ones. So it is very important for you to understand what your clientele would be. Lean and frugal is the only approach if you're starting fresh. Harish Bhai has 30 years of experience. He's seen all the seasons. He can forecast what is happening. But for a lot of people here who would want to start, we have to understand, you have to understand your clientele right. Play with the stocks of the brands. Now that is what exactly what we did when we started Trruu Global. We wanted to have a lean and frugal. So we invested more in the logistic so that I can, tomorrow if I have to deliver in Bombay and the stocks are available in Bangalore with the brand, I will not stock that in Bhiwandi. Because if you order me in Bombay and for Bhiwandi also it's the next day delivery. So we invested more in the logistic part so that I use the brand stock and deliver it tomorrow. So that's what we did and that was our mantra of success.
Makes sense, makes sense. Optimal utilization of stocking at different locations and using it from the brand might as well makes more sense rather than you stocking up the entire fabric or the garment or whatever inventory we're talking about.
And business also increases because the costing is done as per the full vehicle reaching them, and small customers like 50, 100 pieces get better price because the freight is not calculated there and they get it in-house in one day.
Right. Mr. Haresh unlocked two very important aspects over here. One is inventory and second is price. Now my next question to Ankit is about price. Ankit, how important is it to hit the bull's eye when it comes to price? Considering a lot of brands, if you say that it's a category of a lot of brands, a lot of unbrands, a lot of small brands who've come into the market and flooded the market with their own products. So that the pricing plays a really important role. As much as I talk about distribution, I also consider that efficient distribution happens with the right pricing metrics being met. If the pricing is not met, then there's no point of even distributing the product. So my question to you is, how important is price and what should be the right pricing strategy?
Thanks again. Very, very vital, this gap between the price and what should be the price, right price. It is pivotal that we understand that it is the brand DNA which sells on a lot of value system. the price, you need to protect your brand. And that means your price and your perceived value has to match. You're protecting your brand by your value system, which is investments. Your perceived value has to match and unmatched with the other non-branded or competition. So it's a very thin line you need to create, and you need to stick to your, again, core value of this is my price, which has the better ingredient, or this is my basic ingredient, which I stand for. Each product which comes out is from a highly compliant factory. We are made in green. Each product you see at Jack and Jones is made in green, which means there's a lot of investment, which is our fixed cost. But we need to be, at the same time, very, very relevant to the corporate market. I cannot price the same which I price at my retail stores or online stores. So it's a strategy which has brand value, perceived perception, and we are relevant. So we balance it by giving 20 core styles across entire channels. We put our money in 20 styles, which means we put about 60% of money in buying in 20 styles, which is penetrated across channels. Hence, you get that advantage of we do not decrease price if you buy 10,000 t-shirt. You come and buy 100 or 10,000, I'm sorry, the price remains the same. Because the infra is set for a product which is 1 equal to 10,000 is same. So we do not pitch down our price. We keep it consistent, and we make it value for money.
And I think I'll just add out one point. That is the differentiating factor between the brands and the local competition. Local competitions will dance to the tune of the buyer, wherein brand will stick to their ethics. Okay, I would want that 10,000 pieces order, but this has to be, I mean, you have to have the power of saying no to a deal actually to close it. The moment you say no to a buyer, he will offended and he'll try and close the deal. I have seen in my past experience, the moment you start dancing to the tune, sky's the limit. You say no, this is it, this is my best, give or take, and then you close the deal.
Take it or leave it. Now, I like the direction in which the entire conversation is kind of taking shape. We started with producing the material, and then we spoke about stocking the material. We spoke about inventory. Then we spoke about pricing. What should be the right price? Why should be the right price? Now, lastly, when a reseller really comes to the picture, for him, it is about the right product, the right inventory, the right price, reaching the right customer. So we go to Aviral straight. Aviral, what should really be the technology that you are providing? And what sort of infra in terms of tracking the product should take place so that the customer, the person who's sending the product, looks very, very professional. It looks like, okay, it's a professionally managed company, because logistics is the face. Material nahi pahuncha, it didn't reach on time, the package is broken, the package is crushed, the garments are crushed. You don't want that experience, because eventually it is the delivery guy who creates that end experience to the end buyer. So what things are you taking care when it comes to that?
Yeah, so technology obviously is very important when it comes to tracking. Now, if you're a reseller and you're sending to customers, these could be corporate customers. You're maybe sending something to offices in bulk, or you're sending single packages to thousands of addresses. Today, everybody is used to everybody's shopping on Amazon and Swiggy and Myntra. Everyone's used to that kind of experience of real-time tracking, right? So having a branded tracking page becomes extremely important.
So you mean a white labeled tracking page?
A white labeled tracking page.
Okay.
That carries your brand. Maybe it's got some collateral of your brand that lets consumers know that it's coming from where I ordered it, right? It also creates that perception in the mind of the consumer, whether it's a consumer or a corporate buyer, both. It becomes more professional. You come across as more professional. The other thing is, how are you communicating with your customer? How are you sending messages, on where the shipping, the product is? Do you have a branded WhatsApp channel, right? Are you using a branded WhatsApp channel to tell them that this is your gift is out today, and it should be reaching you at such and such time? Are you giving them options to select a slot for delivery? those are some of the things that technology is now enabling.
Fair point. I think a white labeled tracking page was something that's really interesting. So somebody wants to come and track, and then I see, my brand's name, and it looks very authentic. So that's definitely on the face value of the website and stuff. But how do you manage the quality of the last mile delivery guy? How do you maintain the quality there?
Yeah, so as technology is improving, we are able to track shipments better. We are able to tell consumers, communicate better that this is where your package is, it's going to be out for delivery at this time. So if I'm telling you that your package is out for delivery and it should reach you at such and such time, that itself improves the experience, the last mile experience. It also tells the consumer that this package is out, so you need to be home to receive it, or you need to be there at the location to receive it. A lot of times consumers are not available at the location to receive it. In such cases, at Shiprocket, we make multiple attempts. We also send messages on WhatsApp. There's also an IVR AI-based calling that asks you when you'll be back, when should we make the attempt. Those are some of the things that help to improve the experience. The other thing that we're doing is that we're working closely with our logistics partners to incentivize the last mile delivery person, right? That if you deliver this at such and such time, you will get an incentive. So that also helps to improve the experience. These are some of the things that are happening today.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Understanding the supply chain and the logistics, we come from Bombay, where last 3 months has been rains and waterlogging and all. If I have a commitment delivery of today and then unfortunately there's rain stuck up for 2 days, how do we handle those situations? And
I think you're hitting the wrong chord, though. It's going to be difficult for him
These
to
things have
answer that.
happened, absolutely.
I'm
I
sure.
don't understand.
These things have happened, and especially July and August have been pretty bad, especially in Mumbai. And there are a lot of clients who are, who are facing this right now. But yeah, I mean, it's operations. This is last mile. If a place is flooded, there's not much you can do, but you can communicate better. So you can let the consumer know that this package is going to get delayed because there's rain in your area, or there's rain where the package is at the hub. The other is that there are some cases where we've actually used an instant courier to pick up and deliver, where let's say the customer was leaving and there was a special request made by some of the large brands. We've used an instant courier to pick up and deliver. Those are things that we've done.
Fair point. Yes, Ankit.
So communication is the only driver here. Back in June, we said that delivery we do in 24 hours. We will take 3 days to 4 days. From the month of July till September, we knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to be. We created dark stores across Mumbai between Andheri, Chembur, and other 3-4 joints. But we claimed before taking order, yes, no, you decide 3 days is the shipping time, not 24 hours. So you got to be, the supply chain is way, planned way in advance, and the communication so that the channel is ready to accept is very vital.
Definitely makes sense. Communication is the key. And communicating the right information to the customer, keeping him informed. I'm sure everybody is human enough to understand if there is a genuine issue. And especially the industry we are talking about is human-centric. Everywhere there is human involvement. And more the human involvement, the process is bound to get delayed when there is more and more people involved in the entire process. So communication is the key. I think Mr. Haresh wants to add something.
We had this Bhiwandi problem now for the warehouse and all. We had kept 48 hours our pickup there only because same day it was not delivered. We told him to sit there. Next day morning, you please deliver it. 48 hours, we'll pay you double charge for your transport. But delivery has to go to the distributor early morning because everything was working early morning, 7 to 10. Then the crowd was there. Right. So we kept that.
Totally get it. Well, I think this was an interesting phase. With this, we complete our phase 3 and we're moving to the phase 4 of our conversation. We have another 8 minutes where we're going to be talking about this discussion, and we wrap up in the next 8 minutes. So we'd like to have you guys share as much information you guys can with the audience here. And everybody out here is all young and dynamic people, budding entrepreneurs who want to start off their business. Somebody are established resellers here who want to take their business to the next level. And they're very keen to understand from all of you here how distribution can really shape their business. Well, now moving on to the phase 4 of our discussion, I hit straight to Mr. Mukesh. We are talking about future. Now we've spoken about the problems and the past and the everyday life of our business. So we're talking about the future of business. So I'd like to ask Mr. Mukesh, with your rich experience in the business with Trruu Global and working with a lot of brands from across the country and across the globe, bringing them to India, my question to you is, what the B2B industry is quite fragmented. It's very, very unorganized when it comes to gifting, institutional sales and B2B business. What do you see the future of the B2B business in the next 5 years by the time we hit 2030? What is the future of B2B when it comes from a brand perspective?
See, things have started changing a lot. I mean, every year you see new and new brands, not just the brand that have been created for this industry, but recognized international, national brand making their foray in this trade in the B2B vertical. There was a challenge when e-com was rising. Retail had a challenge with e-com in terms of pricing. We always had the challenge where our pricing is matched with Amazon pricing, and then it is the dividing factor where you go to end client and he will check the pricing across board. So what brands have started understanding, and I think that's what they have to do, is the omni-channel has to work in tandem with each other, not to compete with each other. Like every big brand would have multiple employees heading the verticals. E-com would be a different vertical, retail would be a different, and B2B institutional would be a different vertical. All this while, there is a challenge, there's a fight. I think in next 5 years, I'll see a lot of symmetry happening there. There's going to be synchronization of thoughts. People will not compete with each other, but will have to grow each channel. Because tomorrow, I have a lot of brands who are into retail also. If there is a pitching of corporate that is happening, the retail market also wants to jump and crack that order, especially with the FMCG brands. It is very important that all of us understand what that market is. It is for the betterment of the growth of all. The omni-channel approach has to be there. The brand has started understanding. Initially, one vertical, one person used to derive. It is now the brands with all the 3 vertical, the growth has to be planned. I mean, even in Jack & Jones, retail stores would be opening, e-com is growing, and so is the institutional sale. There was a time when all of 3 would be 3 vertical. Now it's time that it's a Jack & Jones or bestseller as a brand would be growing. So I think that synchronization of thought and omni-channel approach has to be there. B, I think tech is the biggest woe. How better you manage your inventory, how better you manage your logistics, supply chain, end mile. Most important thing that we forget is we have dispatched, that's it. We don't ensure that the end mile has received. I mean, be it one courier of 5 samples or 50, 100, 5,000 pieces. So that last mile confirmation, the team has to make sure that you have that data updated that, okay, this was delivered on so and so. I think that's where tech will get involved. Logistic also is step driven now. Inventory planning with all the SAPs and all. I think the more you use AI in terms of projection, in terms of forecast, planning inventory is better. Being lean and lean model is definitely woe. You have to be agile with the changes that we see in COVID, and in these days with the sweeping of villages across with the weather change. You have to have an infrastructure where you can replicate. You can't really build up an inventory at one position. It has to be multi-city so that you have taken a backup of if, God forbid, something goes wrong. Like, unfortunately, we had a fire in E block in Khandelwal. So the entire E block, the ground floor got gutted. So that is the season time. There are a lot of people who had warehouses in the other locality. So they survived because they had a plan B, not putting everything in one position. I think that's where the future would be. You have to plan your risk accordingly, and maybe AI would be the best model to take.
As much as we all fantasize about AI, how AI can actually add value to our business, but when it comes to the B2B space yet, we don't have an AI solution that can kind of shape, analyze, and help you channelize your business. So I think a solution like that would really help the entire B2B business as well. As much as I want to talk to all of you guys, I have a lot of questions that I have prepared to ask all of you guys, but we're running really short of time. So we have another 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, where I'd like to wrap up with all of you guys. The conversation has been really, really interesting with all of you guys. I think I wouldn't mind spending or probably stretching another session with all of you. But I think we have people waiting for another session as well. So before I wrap up our conversation and close for the morning, I'd like each one of you to share one sentence for each one over here as a reseller, a budding entrepreneur, an emerging entrepreneur who wants to start, scale, or build his business. What would be your mantra for the audience sitting here that they could take back home with them?
So from my side, it's smile, laugh, enjoy, make your distributor comfortable, take all the points what you have in mind, be transparency, trust, which is very important, and you get the orders.
Just keep smiling, and like the way this gentleman is smiling here, just keep smiling and the business will keep coming. Thank you so much. Ankit.
I'll be on a little more practical side. This is life. We need to live to laugh. So less is more. I'll take 2 lines. Less is more. Second, consistency. Be consistent. Consistency equal to credibility. Credibility equals to growth. That's about it. If that value system you have, no one's stopping you. Thank you.
Mr. Haresh said, keep smiling, do good business. Ankit said, be consistent with whatever you're doing. Now let's hear with what Mukesh
There's
has
no
to say.
replacement of hard work. I mean, whether you're new, you are old, you are veteran, our trade is something that will be keeping you on your toe 24/7. Hard work has no replacement. You have to be going to the same vendors, the same meetings again and again, but that will pay off.
Keep smiling, be consistent, hard work, and lastly we have Aviral.
So I'm going to borrow from Ankit. He says, keep it simple. Less is more. For me, I think it should be that focus on your business. Leave the operations to tech, right? Use a platform. Don't get into building contracts with multiple courier partners. Don't make the mistake of using just one courier, because you will not be able to deliver everywhere with just one courier with speed and efficiency. So focus on your business and leave the operations to an expert.
Well, go the tech way. Focus tech way. So I'll kind of sum up our conversation. We have another 55 seconds to finish up. Focus on your business. Work really hard on your business, because if you focus and don't work hard, things are not going to work. And once you start working hard, you really need to be consistent with the hard work. You can't work hard today and cannot laze out for tomorrow. So consistency is the way forward. You will have ups and downs when you're doing the hard work. You will have people who are going to put you down in business, but always keep smiling. So that way we sum up our today's conversation with all the 4 of you. You guys have added a lot of value on table, and to all the people who are sitting out here, can we have a big round of applause for all the 4 of us? I think we were looking for a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, I think that we have the company store here, all the young guys sitting here. I think the vibes need to be really high when you have all of you guys here. Thank you very much. On that note, you guys have been an amazing audience. Early morning, first session, you guys did really, really well. Thank you so much to all 4 of you guys, and over to you.
Thank you so much to our moderator and panelists. We would request you all to continue to remain on the stage. I have to tell this, when we see people like this, we say, wow, what they achieved was great. But I'll tell you what is greater, their decision to share how they achieved it. And not everybody does that, and how can we let go of you without honoring and felicitating you? We would now like to invite Ms. Himani Gulati, Director Mex Exhibitions, to felicitate our panelists and moderator. A huge round of applause to Mr. Aviral Khandelwal, Vice President, SMB's Business Shiprocket. A huge round of applause, guys. Mr. Mukesh Sharma, CEO and co-founder, Trruu Global Brands. Mr. Ankit Bhateja, Head of Institutional Sales, Jack & Jones. Mr. Haresh, Director, Elbon International and Gilmore Oak. And finally, our moderator of the day for asking insightful questions, Mr. Aman Jain, founder, The 10th House. Thank you so much, everyone. One last applause for our entire panel and model.